to beat them and even could have won this match by 3 or 4 goals. And Hearts of Oak have been lucky. They should come back home and prepare for their next game.
Now, I'm sure Ouattara will be very, very agitated with the manner in which Hearts of Oak conceded that second goal. But that has been the story of Hearts of Oak, conceding from a lot of defensive errors.
That is a major problem for Hearts of Oak throughout the season. Before the start of the game, we were talking about how they concede goals and the reason why they've changed goalkeepers on 3 occasions or 4. It's said everything about the game, you know, the defensive shape, the way they defend. After conceding the first goal, right from the first and the second half, the first 20 minutes, Hearts was playing well. So we all thought Hearts
but they were not threatening. They were just passing the ball around. Frederick Asari didn't have much to do in the game.
Obviously, and I think, you know, Kotoko was able to, you know, get the assurance goal in the last minute to get the maximum 3 points. It's a massive win for them, taking them to 43 points on the league log. And may assure that most of these supporters will be happy. Doing the double over Hearts is something on its own that has happened in the game. And I think most of these supporters will be happy. The technical team, there were a lot of pressure on them at a certain point of the stage in the course of the season, but the most important thing is doing the double over Hearts is a big morale booster for this team.
Of course, so it brings them some form of relief. And when the game started, it wasn't really a full house, but I'm sure the fans, after hearing that Kotoko are leading, most of them had to take buses from Asokwa, Asante Stadium to come and watch. And I love it when fathers take their little ones to the stadium. I mean, that is how to indoctrinate them. It is done in elsewhere, especially in Europe. And I mean, mothers also bring in their kids to the stadium. And I'm sure these Kotoko fans are leaving with something to hold on, at least seasonal. So they've beaten Hearts home and away, and that is good for them.
Yeah, it's very good for Kotoko. At the point in time they were on a losing streak,
yeah.
And when they visited Opimsoa at the Palace and came back, they promised they were going to make amends, and from there I think they've really made amends, and they are on a safe ground now. Nothing can send Kotoko to relegation. They are safe and sound. Hearts of Oak should be thinking of rescuing themselves from this shambolic performance of their team for more than 3-4 matches back. It's very sad to see Hearts struggling in the league at this stage. This top liner should be a top of table clash. Hearts Kotoko, who wins the league, who is on top of it, but now a middle table clash, and still Hearts of Oak is struggling.
Hearts of Oak struggled throughout the game, but in the second half it was a bit of a positivity for them, sorry, as they possessed the ball in the first 15 minutes, but they could not hold on. Stevie Desi Mukwala is the man of the moment, and I'm sure the MVP would go to him. You're still watching Star Times at the patch. The
MVP is between Mukwala and Nuruddin.
Okay.
Nuruddin did brilliantly well. Himself and Blade stopped the Hearts of Oak attack.
So we'll find out.
Non-existent.
We'll find out shortly who wins the most valuable player in this game. But the news or the word out there is that Kumasi Asante Kotoko have beaten Hearts of Oak by 2-0, meaning that Kotoko have done the double over Hearts, because first leg of this fixture ended 3-2 in favor of the Porcupine Warriors. We need to take a breather here. When we return, we do more of the analysis. Don't go nowhere.
Kuala doubles Kotoko's lead, and the Porcupines are home and dry at this point. It's Kotoko 2, Hearts 0. A double for Mukwala and 2 goals for Asante Kotoko. And the Phobians are crestfallen. There you see them, their reaction says it all. Disappointed to the core. 2 goals for Mukwala, 2 goals for Kotoko, 3 points for the Porcupine Warriors. Lovely play from the Porcupines. Look at someone's pass. Mukwala took the ball. Look at his movement. 1 touch, 2 touches. He checks backs and look at him shooting to the near corner. Brilliant goal for Mukwala. That is a striker's finish. Lovely play. And that is the reason the Ugandan national team have called him up for the World Cup qualifiers. The Ugandan goal poacher has piled more pressure on the Ivorian gaffer. Is Mukwala piling more pressure on Ouattara? It's 2-0 for Kotoko and is finally getting closer and closer to the end of the game. All eyes on Rustum Senogbe. Mukwala doubles Kotoko's lead and the Porcupines are home and dry at this point. It's Kotoko 2, Hearts 0. A double for Mukwala and 2 goals for Asante Kotoko. And the Phobians are crestfallen. There you see them, their reaction says it all. Disappointed to the core. 2 goals for Mukwala, 2 goals for Kotoko, 3 points for the Porcupine Warriors. Lovely play from the Porcupines. Look at someone's pass. Mukwala took the ball. Look at his movement. 1 touch, 2 touches. He checks backs and look at him shooting to the near corner. Brilliant goal for Mukwala. That is a striker's finish. Lovely play. And that is the reason the Ugandan national team have called him up for the World Cup qualifiers.
Steven Desi Mukwala raised on to this pass and the check back, it was a Cristiano Ronaldo-esque. Then he pumped the ball into the back of the net. Goalkeeper Nketia was rooted to the spot and could do nothing, and the Ugandan had to take off his jersey to celebrate with his teammates. This sent the stadium into raptures. There you see the Porcupine Tertiary guys all in ecstasy mood because Asante Kotoko had just cut off the oak tree. Nketia in a dejected manner sitting down together with his captain. They all are in shock and could not believe that Asante Kotoko have just buried Accra Heart of Folk, and that is how the Porcupine Warriors won the game there. Their story is a beautiful one. Agbesima still in shock because he thought his army could do the job against Asante Kotoko, but it wasn't meant to be. So the Porcupine Warriors, even though it was drizzling, the fans were there to cheer them in their numbers, and that is how Kotoko won the game by 2-0. Still here in the studios of Star Times at the Patch Channel 247 with Coach Ernest Thompson and of course Nanedu. I mean, for all the goals that Mukwala has scored, this could prove to be one of the most pivotal goals that he scored for Asante Kotoko, because this was like the icing on the cake. It was something that killed the confidence of Heart of Folk.
I think the 2 goals, the strength in the game, the pass from, Bernard Somwa to Mukwala from the flanks was super. And the cut back to score the second goal was excellent. You need that confidence, you need that composure around 18-yard ball to score. Most of these Ghanaian strikers, one of their weaknesses is composure around the 18-yard box. That is one thing most of these French players and other African players have over our strikers. The composure around the 18-yard box is very key for a striker to score a brilliant goal in a game. And that is what Mukwala has done in today's game, especially the second goal. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy for him. 13 goals so far. Even though Kotoko is having, a bad season, or they are struggling this particular season, doing the double over halves,
he scored 14 goals now because he had already. He had 30. He scored 14 because he scored 2.
He had 12.
He had 12,
so 14 goals so far. So, Amankuna has 15 because he also had 13 and scoring 2 goals today against Get Olympics. So I'm happy for Steve Desi Mukwala. I've told you on several occasions, when he's on form, he's a quality centre forward. On a good day, he can make the difference in games like this.
Okay, so that was not the only game that was being played today in match day 31. We've wrapped up beautifully, and other games also were being played. Some interesting results coming through. We all know how Kotoko has ended. But baby, any Gold Stars the Dance Park have also gotten a 2-1 victory over Dreams FC. And surprisingly, not surprising, I mean, Bofakwa have not been that good. Mediema went all the way to the Tsunami Coronation Park to beat them by 2-0. And Great Olympics getting a 3-2 win over Brekum Chelsea. But we are being told that Steven Amankona scored twice for Brekum Chelsea, despite the fact that Olympics got the win. And surprisingly, Heart of Lions also beating league leaders Samatex by 2-0. Bashir Hayford promised to ensure that Heart of Lions stay up in the league, and he's doing just that. NRTU also getting a 1-0 victory over Legon City. Coach, I'm surprised about that Heart of Lions result, but Bashir Hayford is doing some good job, especially at Pando.
Yeah, my brother, Heart of Lions playing at their own backyard.
Yeah.
It's a very strong team to face. So I'm not surprised Heart of Lions won their home matches. My brother earlier on said, if you want to, stay in the Ghana Premier League, you need to win your home matches first and foremost. And then when you go out, you either fight for a draw, or if you're not lucky and you lose, you come back home and prepare and then just go into the next match. So Heart of Lions with Coach Bashir Hayford, very experienced, doing the job for them. I believe they will stay up above waters, and then next season they will put things right so that they will not find themselves where they are currently. But Bofakwata sitting at home and then losing against Mediama, to me, is no surprise. RTU winning against Legon Cities is something I learned. The RTU board met former President John Mahama, and he gave them 500,000 Ghana cedis as a morale booster. And I think that is what. So you see, financial constraints is also affecting some of the teams. RTU needs financial support, and with this bit of support, they've been able to win. But it's too little, too late. RTU.
You don't think it will make any significant impact in the race?
I don't think so. It's too little, too late. And Kotoko beating Heart of Oak is no news. It happens most of the time, but the way and manner it happens is what matters. And Heart of Oak losing at this time of the season when they need the 3 points to stay above waters, it's serious. If they think they are joking with their status in the league, they'll be laughing at the wrong side of their mouths when the league.
So things have changed on the Ghana Premier League table. Samatex losing still maintain their 55-point lead, and Aduana are second on the table with 49. Mediema, after that win over Bofakwa, now have 49 points and are third. The Nations FC are fourth on the table with 48 points. Accra Lions have now dropped to fifth with 47 points, and in Swaterman are set at the moment with 45 points. Bechem United and Brekum Chelsea both have 44 points and lie 7th and 8th respectively. Asante Kotoko, the power of 3 points in the Ghana Premier League. They say Omar Ballroom at the top half of the table. They are now 9th on the table there. And Baby Eddie Gold Stars are 10th with 43 points. Legon Cities, they are 11th with 41 points. Karela are 12th with 40 points. Heart of Lions are best sign house. They are now 13th with 38 points. Dreams FC, they have 2 games in hand and even above Heart of Oak with 38 points. Now, the Phobias lie precariously above the relegation zone. They are 15th with 38 points. And Great Olympics are 16th with 36 points. Great Olympics also have an outstanding game to honor. But
they have an outstanding game against Dreams. If they win that game, they move to 39 points. Automatically, it will put House of Oak into the relegation zone.
But for
as well as Dreams.
But Dreams have additional 2
games. But for Kwatano did not help their case with the defeat today. They are 17.
It's 1 against Olympics.
Yes, so they will have additional 1.
Okay.
so it's not rosy for any of them.
But for Kwatano also 17 with 33 points. And Real Tamale United, despite the win today, are still rock bottom of the Ghana Premier League with 31 points. It doesn't look good for Heart of Oak Nanedu, and it's not looking good for them. Heart of Lions have struggled all season, and to usurp Heart of Oak at this time with 3 games to go, that is bad for the Phobias.
Bad for Phobias. That home game against Ediana, that they lost the maximum 3 points, who have fed them going to the last 3 games of the season, and House of Oak need to wake up. Looking at the matches left, especially when their last game will be against Bechem in Anafusuji at War Park, House of Oak need to wake up. They have Olympics to play, who are also relegation threatening team. It's only nations that who are safe on the league log that I think Hearts of Oak can manage and get the maximum 3 points. The rest of the 2 games left for them are difficult games, and all the 2 teams are also looking for something on the league log. So it's a difficult situation Hearts of Oak find themselves. They need to get at least 6 points out of the possible 9.
I don't know the next meeting that will happen at Hearts of Oak because this doesn't look good for them. And their last 3 games of the season would be against Nations FC, which is a home game for them, before they take on their city rivals, that is Great Olympics. It is always a KG encounter. You can't predict who wins that one. So I'm in dilemma. Then their last game will be away at the Nana Fosuji Abo Park, where they will take on Bechem United. Coach, it doesn't look good for Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Hearts of Oak this season have not been impressive at all, a bit. They have actually not lived up to expectation, and you just can't tell what the problem is. It looks like initially we were thinking it was technical, and so coaches were fired, and then Ouattara was brought in, and the menace still continues. It tells you something is not being done right, or the quality of the players is suspect, and it's telling on the team. Currently, Hearts of Oak lying just above the relegation zone. I'll not be surprised if Hearts of Oak is relegated this season, because this performance against a motivated Nations FC coming to Accra can beat Hearts of Oak as well.
That would be a bitter pill for the Hearts of Oak fans to swallow, should their side get relegated. But Stevie Mukwala has covered himself in a lot of glory today, scoring twice against Hearts of Oak, meaning that he has now scored 4 times against the Phobians, because in the first leg of the same fixture he got 2 goals, and today he has gotten another 2 goals. Now the second goal, no, not goalkeeper and bit my own baby in Getia, because some are saying his position was totally bad.
I think Mukwala with a dashing or cutting around the 18-yard box, a man enough confidence and space in that area to score from that angle, and I think it's difficult for Nketiah to save it, and I think Mukwala was smart enough in the 18-yard box. For a striker to get in that composure in the 18-yard box, that is the strength of Steve Mukwala. The first goal, the second goal, I think he has done a great job. He should have scored at least 3 goals in today's game. This particular chance was a clear one for him to score, but I think he has done enough. Looking at today's game, Mukwala has done a great job for Asante.
Of course, and this one coming off the post there, but then he managed to get 2 more goals, and that is good for him and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yes, 3 games to end the season. Kotoko would not win the league, but at least, coach, this is a morale booster heading into the last 3 games.
Yeah, well, it might be a morale booster, but still, Kotoko have also not been so impressive this season. They should tell the truth. They have not lived up to expectation, and winning against Hearts of Oak, well, it's a motivation for them, but their total performance in the league, they really need to wake up.
So you are saying these days winning against Hearts of Oak will not be a yardstick for you to measure how good your team is?
That is it, because teams even travel to the Accra Sports Stadium and beat Hearts of Oak in their own stronghold.
Very true.
And so when you beat Hearts of Oak in Kumasi, it's your stronghold as well. So I don't think that should be something that Kotoko should be too happy about. They should look at their season in a whole, what it has brought out of them. Now,
you and I were talking about Nanedu. You and I were talking about Peter Akwa Amidu. He's a fine player, a budding talent, but you can see there are so many aspects of his game that he will need to improve.
I always tell you, Bernard Tomwa is a better player than Peter Aminu Akwa. Aminu Akwa has gotten a lot of opportunities in this Kotoko team. Inexperience, you do baby and a winner.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the first touch,
normal, because he's just 19. Yes. And normal.
The first touch, most of the times is suspect on his side. When you look at this angle, you should have scored a good pass from Bernard Sumwa, but the first touch was bad from Peter Aminuaka. Maybe the second season you may see the best out of this young guy.
Of course.
Just from Park Academy. And now his first season in the Ghana Premier League as a young guy, a lot of pressure on him to be a typical winger for Asante Kotoko. It will take time for him to.
And don't also forget, Prosper Nati Ogum, during that famous press conference, talked about the fact that he wasn't even supposed to play, but because most of the senior players are not doing well, that is why he has that opportunity. But this is a typical striker's goal. I mean, CR7 the goal, we are coach, the cutback took out the hard-to-folk defender, and to go near post. Mostly when players cut in onto their right, they go for the far post. But to go near post and root the goalkeeper on the spot, that was brilliant from Stevie Desumukwala. No wonder he plays for the Ugandan national team.
Yeah, from the blast of the whistle, I told you Mukwala was going to be a thorn in the flesh of the Hearts defense.
Yeah,
looking at how they've been playing all season. You see, Mukwala is a very intelligent player and has shown what he can do. So they should have adopted a strategy to, nip him in the bud, just like the Kotoko defenders did to Hamza Issa. He was just a passenger in the game. And Cisse coming in for Isakuka, they were all just passengers. They didn't have any impact on the game today. Kotoko, congratulations. They've done very well. They've won, and I believe Hearts of Folk should go and then rewrite their notes. Else, they will have themselves to blame.
Okay, so that is Coach Ernest Thompson there with his submission. But we have to go back to the Barbaira Sports Stadium and have a listen to the two managers after the game, starting with Prosper Nateogum, whose side have won.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me how you feel at this point.
Very happy. Beating Hearts of Folk back to back. It's not an easy job, so I'm happy. I think it's an honor for this group of players. It's been a while since I think this thing happened. I'm not very sure of when this actually happened, but it's been a while, so we are all happy. And you could see when the final whistle was blown, and I think Steve made it so beautiful.
I spoke to you about Steve before the game, and you told me that you had already spoken to him about the enormity of the task ahead. He duly delivered, and you must be a proud man.
Yes, as I said before the game, I engaged him, and I think he has lived up to the task. And it's good. It's good for us. I'm even short of words.
Now walk me through the game. You scored both goals in both halves. You managed the game well. You weren't dominated. How did you do this one?
Yeah, I think before the game I told you the team with a good defensive structure and good discipline will be able to carry the day. So observing them play most of their matches, we realized that we need to contain them and then catch them on the break. And if you look at the first goal, that was exactly what happened. Even the ball that hit the upright, it was the same. And even the third goal too is the same. So I think we kept our shape very well. We glided and shifted based on where the ball was, and we made sure that we're always behind the ball and side of the ball. We didn't try to rush the game, but we tried to cool the game and then connect those short passes, and whenever it was possible, play the long ball behind the defense, and I think it worked very well.
It's a result that will obviously lift you up on the league log, and you have 3 more games to end the season. How would you want to end the season's Premier League?
I think on a very good note, like we ended this game. There's no motivation than this. Beating Hearts of Folk of all teams is enough motivation for the players to know that the 3 games left, they need to work harder than they have worked today, so that we position ourselves very well on the league log.
You did your best as a technical man to do the selection and the tactics and everything. The players went on to execute your tactics, but these fans were your number 12 man.
They were amazing today. They were very supportive. They were always behind us anytime we had the ball, and anytime we do not have the ball, I realized that they were calm. The usual ranting, we didn't experience it today. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank them. They should always be patient with us. Anytime we are playing at home, they should support us. Even if the going is very tough, they should stay calm and support us. That is the only way that these players will have the confidence, the determination, and the desire to play to win.
Congratulations and enjoy your win.
Thank you, Nana. I'm grateful.
Coach, what went wrong for your side today? Another defeat here after losing at home to Aduana.
Well, that's the reality of the football. When you can't score, you can't play well. Look at taking the chance. Kotoko have a good side today. I congratulate them. We are playing badly once again.
The other day when you lost to Aduana, you were furious with your players. You thought that some of them didn't live up to expectation. They didn't play to your instructions. What do you have to say about this one?
We lost the game. We didn't play well. Kotoko take his chance. We lost. I don't want to say anything about anybody. I have a time to talk with the boys, with everybody, and myself.
Do you feel that you could have at least gotten a draw from this game, or you think Kotoko deserve to be winners?
No, be the faces of the match. When the match started, why? Kotoko deserve to win. But before the match, I have another mind. But today,
is Coach Ouattara under pressure at this point in the Premier League?
me personally,
Yes.
no.
Why?
I'm not in
But you're the coach.
pressure. We are not in the pressure. The team, we are under pressure. Don't take me alone. Take the, what do you call, all the team. We are under pressure because we need a point to survive.
Goals. But coach, let's talk about the post match. I mean, just what you said about Coach Prosper Nate, that you know he studied the Accra folk team over time and knows that they have this defensive losses. So he just told the boys, contain Hearts-of-Oak and hit them on the break. And if you look at all the 2 goals that Kotoko scored, they were similar, hitting Hearts-of-Oak on the break, and the Phobians defense could never recover. I don't know why.
That was a question in a million. People will ask in a million times, because if you have had that mistake come in once, twice, and you keep repeating the same mistake, then I don't think you have really learned something from your earlier games that you put in the same mistakes. Hearts-of-Oak defensive setup, I said it after the game, was shambolic because of the way they were actually positioning themselves whilst you are playing against a very fast striker like Mukwala, who is experienced. He's not a national team player, so you shouldn't just write him off and think he's just a normal player you are playing against. You should know that he's a striker in a very good form this time and he's scoring. So keep an eye on him. You just don't allow him to play the way he wants to. And it really occurred in the game. And Kotoko punished Hearts-of-Oak for that. And
Nanedo, it seems Coach Ouattara's post-match press conferences, post-match comments it's becoming routine. It's always, I don't know how it happened. The team played badly. I'll talk to the boys, but they keep repeating the same mistake. He says that today he's not going to throw anybody under the bus. He's not under pressure, but the entire team is under pressure.
My friend, Abubakar Ouattara, he should learn how to, accept responsibilities. You are the coach for Hearts-of-Oak. They are in a danger zone. Instead, would you two say you are under pressure? Together with the team. Who you now one can say is the team. It should be part of the problem. Because they brought you in to change things for the club. Home games you struggle to win. In Accra, Accra Lions beat you. In Accra, Indiana Stars beat you. You have a good result against Brekum Chelsea. After that, result has started to sound. So sometimes, as a coach, take the responsibility to yourself. Find a way to change things in the last 3 games, because you don't still blame the team and I the team under pressure that was now the way you went from, because yes, exactly why you moved to your country. The pressure, you together with the playing body and the team are under this pressure.
Coach, I mean, does it get to a point where you are lost for words? You just don't know what to say anymore. Does it get to that point?
I believe it is the language barrier. This man is not too fluent when it comes to expressing
he's
himself
Ivorian
with English. Yeah. So maybe he doesn't understand properly what he said. That he is not under pressure, but it's the whole team that is under pressure. He should accept his mistakes and then accept that the whole team is really under pressure and they need to work harder and move out of where they find themselves. So I think you should pardon him when he says he is not under pressure. He might not understand himself, the language barrier, and I think that is why he said that. So we can excuse him for that.
But you can feel the frustration and disappointment in his comments. You can see clearly what he set out to do is not what happened. But he said the game were in phases, and it's not as if Kotoko were entirely better than them. There were points that they were better. But I saw the first 15 minutes of the second half where Hearts-of-Oak were just passing the ball around.
When you introduce Salim Adams,
Amankwa
Befi, and Kasim Sise, it changed Nyama in the first 20 minutes of the second half.
But it didn't really have an impact because Frederick Asari was on a virtual holiday.
But later on, Kotoko came back into the game. Mukwala missed a clear chance. They hit a bar. Peter Aminuaka, a clear chance, the pass from Bernard Sumwa. So I think we could have seen more goals in today's game, but Kotoko team was not even clinical enough. Individual brilliance from Mukwala gave them that 2 goals, and I think going forward, chances like this, they should find a way to score. House of Folk need to work on the next 3 games, and our pressure will be on them.
Coach, MVP going to Stevie Desi Mukwala. He says his second goal was an instinctive finish. He saw that the defender was racing on the top speed, and all that he had to do was just cut the ball back onto his right, and bam, he banged the ball into the net.
Yeah, I told you when we were off air that for me, Mukwala deserves to be the MVP.
Yeah.
If he had not won the MVP, it should have been Nuruddin. Because looking at their performance, yes, the defender, they did very well. Nuruddin on his part made nonsense of the Hearts of Folk forward liners. They were not present in the game. And Mukwala it was like Mukwala against the whole Hearts of Folk defense. He was running them helter-skelter, and they couldn't find any answer to his marauding rounds. And he punished them for that. He really took his chances and the second goal, classic. That was a striker's goal. Many would have, missed this, goal-scoring chances. But Mukwala actually scored very well. And he gave Kotoko the victory they deserve for today's game, and it's all congratulations to Kotoko.
Okay, so we are activating the phone lines for you to also call and share your thoughts and views concerning this game. What do you afraid? Nature watching our game no. Send a come out offer no why any TT so they might no be so it's my friend. So 055-846-2088 055-846-2088. Just call us and give us your thoughts and opinion on this game. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko, yes, Kotoko have 3 games to also play. Their next game will be against Great Olympics at home. Then they take on Real Tamale United. I'm sure that game will be played at Nalerigu before they finish off their season against Bofwa Kwatano. I'm sure every Kotoko fan can look at this and smile, and they do, because these are games that are winnable.
Most of the times after winning a derby game like this against House of Folk, their next game, you almost struggle kakra, because the happiness around the players and the jubilation enter into the following game. So I don't see Kotoko picking a win against Great Olympics. The best for them against Olympics will be a draw. I see Olympics going to Kumasi to pick the maximum 3 points. After Olympics, they move to RTU, a difficult grounds against RTU. The best result for Kotoko against RTU will be a draw. I see RTU picking that maximum win, and Kotoko is likely to pick the maximum 3 points against Bofo. So out of these 3 games, I'll guarantee Kotoko 3 points.
I'll come back to you, but we have to go on to the lines. Yosin is calling us from Kumasi. Yosin, Kotoko Asha has game na Kosema.
Oh, give me the house in Yankuya, mommy. But my fun is
I didn't know if we said call wrong.
Just the whole show, the uncle from start to finish, Uncle, I think the changes no, a baby Accra, but the children you good. A jabba furniture, and I have a next game, Saka.
Okay, that's it. Mate, that is yours and calling us from Kumasi. He thinks that the changes had a little impact in the game. Like what you said, Coach, that yes, it made an impact in terms of holding up the ball and passing it around, but it didn't really create anything for Hearts of Folk, because this is the first time I've seen Frederick Asari virtually on a holiday, not doing much in the game, and Hearts of Folk will need to work extra hard because the next 3 games will not come easy. Nations FC are a team that are also chasing the league title, so they may come with all the arsenals that they have. So let's see how that one goes. But again, and it was Stevie Mukwala winning the man of the match deservedly. As we question the anyone.
I think he has been one of Kotoko's best players this particular season. When we are looking at the season under review, in the first round, it was Rich Molamti. In the second round, it was Stephen Desimukwara. So he's been a key player to the side. I understand at the end of the season the contract will come to an end. If there is a chance for Kotoko to extend his contract, he's a key player to their side.
Let's go back onto the lines. Stephen Desimukwara scored, but Stephen is on the line to talk to us. Stephen, Kotoko Asha has given a Kosema.
Oh, my and the boys number ball. Omabobo, Omaya, dear, coach, Mrs. Tactics, no, echo ye de my. Eki, Edomasi, Omokoswa. Now into me and
okay, so Kotoko are now out of the woods. I said that is the joy for the fans. Yeah. The fact that they are away from the relegation zone. When you enter the top half of the league, you say you are safe, home and dry. Another win for Kotoko would guarantee them safety totally.
Per the point pulled up, I think the 43 points maybe
it's enough to guarantee them safety.
Because Pando Heart of Lions. 38 points. Olympics 36 points. They have 3 games to play. So even when you give the 9 points to them, they will move somewhere around 45. So I think at least out of the 3 they will need 1 win. If only the teams down there are winning all their games.
That is usually the dynamics. Whether the teams down there would also win all their games.
So it looks like the 43 may be okay, but at least they should guarantee themselves at least 1 win out of the 3 games.
Okay, so Kotoko currently are 9th on the table, and they look like they are home and dry. Hearts of Oak lying just a place above the relegation zone. I'm sure that every Hearts of Oak fan that looks at the Ghana Premier League table would be scared. Let's go back onto the lines. David is calling us from Adanse North. David, Kotoko Ashe has gave the call same out.
Benia Jerof. Kameya yare kran so hey ya winning that to ya die ni nyina. Fabu the greatest.
Okay, that's it. So that is David. You can feel the joy in his voice. But winning, as a Savibia, and that is what the fans are calling for. Nane do they be also Kotoko fans? All they need is the win. Eba say no pemso so asumajo. Because Ochemo magazine for the stop. Now Pimso has been saying say Ochemo magazine. Magazine for the stop and say Nana your team na enko yenti or see win the bar. Asante man energy no so na sumajo. I'm sure Pimso will be super delighted with the win.
I think the meeting with the playing body and the technical team was a wake up call for Asante Kotoko.
That meeting seemed to have changed a lot.
Since then, they won against Samates, they've won against House of Oak, a draw against Mediema, and of course, they only lose against Bekum Chelsea. So it tells you that particular meeting with the playing body has done a lot within the team.
So let's go back onto the lines, this time to the Western region where Bongo is calling us from. Bongo, Asante Kotoko beating Hearts of Oak 2-0. I'm sure you watched the game. Hello, Bongo. Bongo NT later beba near the Bongo ako chicken komo so be san free be my back coach sa meeting na course so mention no me say asesanye ma papa because after that meeting Kotoko have not been the same.
Yeah, I told you earlier on that that was the turning point. After visiting Menchia, it looks like they've been given some form of extrinsic motivation, much as they are intrinsic motivation, that is having motivation for themselves. That one was an extrinsic one, and it added to make them perform better than they were doing earlier.
So I'm told that Bongo is back on the line. Bongo, Kotoko Ashe has 2-0. Me sure social game ni be who the same.
Hello, Mutala.
Yes, me too.
Mutala, my crowd, me a phobia fan, my pa.
Oh, Aden.
My meeting no baby I'll connect unko yi pa.
O je say then a problem no. E dey na a problem no.
Mutala, one thing I'm who has a cook team ni there. One thing I'm who has a cook team there. Team no players ni very good. But what part no what Fred no go bona. And we especially our central defense. On yeah Mutala.
Now, baby, I'm there. We are sure say relegation will to survive it.
Mutala the best escape. Yeah, Susan, next season. Aye. Yeah, for when you aye.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Bongo from Accra there. Also, but he's hopeful that Hearts of Oak would survive relegation there. But let's go back to Babayara because some of the fans are standing by to talk to us after the game.
I am a yasa has here, Lucy, because me flash him or down to one of my foca, I bet the high hotel, and I'm just in the Baba Sopoto house. That's how I say, Lucy, I said to go, or Pambu players in you players in your film. All you players in your film. Yeah, you're free. Jim,
Di Maria, uncle. open 3 minutes offer the tiani say yes mama say me na make us offer the tiani say yes Togwe what is off board who him say board no mo and what is off board no say open any papa mama be house of folk ye na na woman no mo ho no na mo wo say ko from mo baso house of folk no ye do no e yakoma yes no di agro onye tim ni ye tim no Togwe ayade by board no one room ye players na e ba house of folk no o mo deserve so ba house of folk e tell me say kululu bi wom am for stress kama am for e mo ko fa prayer for Friday e ba adai yes so mo nya tim ni ye asa next season ye bon pass and call relegation say and call relegation ana me person house of call relegation na ye be tim ni ye ana no mo ye tim ni sa ana no mo ye tim ni sa o mo hwe ye no mo tim ni ye
has players na make us your friend Solomon Boku me watch chapter 9 and then make us mo hard anti and then kwasa sabuna mudie na takabo tede Accra na mo hard na busumi mu tia danka akabo bobo fuse nya bi betia bo kasa mo kalia endi mo kalia endi
me pamcho Togwe why dey bim na ayem ya time o ka say we dissolve board no na e win 3 matches eto aso yes da o ka say we odi mienu ba board no so an start see lose up to now some penifo no omo kan ho ma team ni lose omo na the players ne buy since their coach ni ka say ono abaye ni recruitment no omo start say omo yes omo ye bibi say be ya mapam coach ni some kofo no mo board mi san ye pam omo nyina aka mi musuma pam no so still ade bia wo ho eti me de nyam na maka chawo bravo omo ya de nia ye pam omo medam ase
ye players no na nya ade enye coach no it's not about coach your players no okay players are more that omonya there omadwuma pa ese ball na so am to players papa ama team no na nya sa there we ye ni na ko se coach anya there ball players na nya there to meet top 5 players
every one team move has to folk to meet top 5 players every one team move and the bia players omo do free division 1 na omo team perform that all the time biara
Truly, and now match now, boy. Now, seriously, we love the game now, and both sides Nina. Though we know the House of Folk Tambia, they come to play, let's say, a robust football. But Kotoko came there, like, I don't know how to say. They manage the ball to the point. Say you won't see any radical way of attacking and those things. And if it's well, I said, Makwela goes so saying now was a perfect goal. One funny goal, I hear me hit it. Seriously, I have watched Kotoko matches, but though. Na ya sign for we are not 10 but na the but you have fine game. Fabulous, the greatest. Thank you.
Me did the opponent Richard. Who game is it? Oh, game me there. They expecting but on a good day Kotoko fire the match better luck next time. The match.
Body na game ni tena who found.
Okay, your friend Steven. Game no there say as usual win. Kotoko has there. Obvious. Or is it Yamfa tactics be there is no way or meet me him. Has team there for Yabon 90 minutes. One creative chance, one should go. Team many. It was a sweet win. But then I think I went to the Kotoko players. Charlie Kotoko is so good. But no more bonnet there. Too soft for the club. You see. But then on a more serious note, going forward next season, Open so Kotoko there. Me where that me dey more money say person mo boko tokwa omo set up no mo ball no because ye tipeni elali o enye House of Folk tipeni ye tipeni elali eti ye pese ye ni elali emo ene bo tipeni enti dia omo ye ne the boys no omo apple omo game enti me the way do so mamu me say next month me dey me salary ma baba yaya on hear me dey me salary ma baba yaya me say baba yaya on me say me de me salary mano baba yaya oni Nuruddin omo me me salary, me charm omo.
The kind of grace I'm looking for where Obi be Jumano Akas or the salary, mammy, and Tiwa Peso do salary chairman or the brother Akoma Junction, Techno building, ma Ugrema, Casa Mutala, Semini Hocraft Scanija, Meba Beji. But you can see Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans, coach, this is what the only thing they want is for the team to win because that is the only bonus they get.
Yeah, they've done well, and just like Prosper Ugum said, they were the 12th man on the field, and their support was very, very, very important. They were supporting throughout the 90 minutes, and that actually motivated the boys also to give off their best. So I think after the game too, the statements being made out there tells a lot that yes, they are happy of the results they have been able to achieve today. But the other side, Hearts of Oak fans have started the blame game. I said something earlier, I don't want to repeat it at this point, but if Hearts of Oak don't take care, they will be relegated.
Now, I mean, listening to the Hearts of Oak fans, Nanedu, it was like deja vu. It is something that you've heard over and over again. I mean, the blame game, playing body, players, but these are players that took after they said they are national class players, remember?
Yes, and coach said something before the game. Most of these supporters were talking about it. You will shift the blame to the coach, you sack them. The same crop of board members will sign players and appoint a new coach again.
So it's a cycle.
That is what it gradually looks like. Supporters need who sad they believe there are some people within the board they need to sacrifice. They may not be the problem, but just put them aside, bring other people, things may change. They believe when those people are around the team, supporters and the people around the team won't want to sacrifice for the team. Remember the days of Samuel Bodu. Almost all the chapters and the leadership around the supporters were behind Samuel Bodu. I don't see this kind of things around this current board and then now the coaches that they've been bringing to the club. Something needs to change around Hearts of Oak. They are in the danger zone.
Well, let's see what will change around Hearts of Oak. Maybe going into their final 3 games, they will turn up and the phobia spirit would return to the club. But these are all the results from match day 31. It has been a good match week. Accra Lions beating Bechem United by 3-0, and Adriana Pippin Nations FC by a 1-0. Karela had a 2-1 win over in Swaterman. All these matches were played on Saturday. Then today, Asante Kotoko Stevie Desi Mukwala punishing the Phobians as he scored twice against them. Kotoko beating Hearts by 2-0, and Baby Gold Stars also getting a 2-1 victory over Dreams FC. But for Akwatano at home, they are not helping their case at all. Mediema moved all the way from Takwa to beat them by 2-0. And Great Olympics scored 3 against Brekum Chelsea as Chelsea managed to score 2, but it was a win for the Dade boys. Heart of Lions also beating league leaders Samatex by 2-0. And RTU also grabbing a 1-0 victory over Legon Cities. Let's now take a glance at the table before we check out of the studios. Despite the fact that Samatex lost today, they are still firmly on top of the Ghana Premier League table with 55 points. Adriana and Mediema both have 49 points and lie second and third respectively. Nations FC have now dropped to 4th on the table with 48 points. And Accra Lions, they are 5th with 47 points. Swataman currently are 6th with 45 points. Bechem United and Brekum Chelsea both have 44 points and also lie 7th and 8th on the table. And Asante Kotoko have entered the top half of the table. They have 43 points and are currently 9th. They look home and dry to stay in the league. For Baby Gold Stars, a win today has seen them climb to 10th on the table with 43 points. Coach Frimpo Manso also having a good run in Baby Legon Cities and the Parkwesi Fabian are also 11th with 41 points. And Karela Awakadamba is doing a good job because they were in the relegation zone some few weeks back, but today they are 12th on the table with 40 points. Heart of Lions are out of the relegation zone, but Siri Effort promised to ensure they stay up in the league. They are 13th with 38 points. There, Dreams FC, they have 2 games in hand, but are 14th with 38 games. Accra Hearts of Oak, they now lie precariously above the relegation zone. They are 15th on the table with 38 points. And the last 3 teams on the Ghana Premier League table are Great Olympics, who are 16th with 36 points. But for Akwatano lost today and they are stuck on 17th with 33 points. RTU gained 3 more points today, but that has not done anything significant for them as far as their position is concerned, because they are rock bottom of the league table with just 31 points. And this is where we call it a wrap here on match day 31 of the Ghana Premier League. It has been an interesting one where Stevie Desimukwala decided the fate of this game as he scored twice for Asante Kotoko to beat Hartlepool. Thanks to Coach Ernest Thompson. Coach, we are always grateful that you come here and share your knowledge with us. It is always a blessing for me to stay closely to you and tap into your knowledge. And thanks to my colleague Nanedu for also being here. And thanks to you at home for always choosing Star Times and making us number one.